So I released a video earlier today where I was discussing that Stearns' defence team had filed a motion claiming that the seizure of Stearns' cell phone was unlawful, and presumably, well, it was a motion to suppress evidence found from that phone saying that it was unlawful, the seizure of the phone. Now, I had actually covered this in a video about 10 days ago, and I'll leave links for both these videos, where I discussed the Corey Richards case and her defence team had tried the same strategy. I haven't actually checked to see if that motion was passed or suppressed, but I'd imagine that most judges would just say, yeah, nick off. So, having already filed this motion about the seizure of the cell phone, now they've also filed a motion claiming that the search of the cell phone was unlawful. Now, as you can see, the documents aren't available for either of those yet, but the second one requested motion to suppress evidence obtained from unlawful searches of cell phone. So, I went through the two larger Stearns documents, and while there isn't a warrant for a search of Stearns' cell phone, it is pretty clear that he gave them permission to search his phone. So, I'm presuming that what his lawyers are arguing here is that is insufficient. Now, I'm going to play, first of all, the section of the interview where he gave permission for them to search his phone and said that a warrant was not necessary. And then I'll discuss it a little bit more. Like I said, I've discussed this previously when I mentioned about the Corey Richards trial. I guess we should have guessed this was going to happen. So let's first of all look at this, or listen to this interview, or this part of the interview, when they ask him if they need a warrant for his phone.
Okay. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Your phone. I told you that I was gonna hold on to it, and that we would like to download your phone, right?
Okay.
Is this something that I have your consent to do, or do I need to get a search warrant for your phone?
It should be fine.
You're okay with us going through your phone?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I have the PIN to your phone?
42586.
So the part of the conversation before that, you can actually listen to it if you watch my Corey Richards video that I did, which I will link below. But it is quite explicitly said. So she says, is this something that I have your consent to do? As in, do we have your consent to go through your phone? He says it should be fine. That's a little bit iffy. So she doubles down on that and asks again, you're okay with us going through your phone? And he says yes. So this is a sworn interview, and you have him recorded here explicitly giving permission for them to go through his phone. Now, I'm not sure where that is in terms of Florida statute, whether they still would have required a search warrant, but to me, the fact that he gave explicit consent seems somewhat adequate. Now, in terms of the images and things that were found on that phone, let's say by some really bad luck, and I don't believe this is going to be the case, but let's say somehow this evidence is thrown out because the judge decides that they didn't have a warrant to search his phone. And I don't believe that that will be the case, but let's just go hypothetically here. If they did that, they did have a warrant to search his Google accounts. And I'm just going to read part of a document here for you. Now, there is actually a copy of the Google search warrant in amongst all the documents, but I thought that was not really necessary to show that as well as showing this part of the statement. So I'm just going to read this portion of a statement from one of the detectives. Download and review of Google Drive search warrant return. On March 1st, I assisted Detective Taylor Heller with downloading and conducting an initial review of the Google search warrant return of the Google account belonging to Stephen Stearns. During the initial review, I observed numerous photographs in the return, which I had also observed to be located on Stephen Stearns' cell phone as well. On March 4th, the evidence was transferred onto a hard drive to Kissimmee Police Detective Mark Morris. So basically, what occurred when Stephen did the factory reset of his phone is that basically the images that existed on his Google Drive started re-downloading onto his phone. So what does that mean for this case? Well, okay, so even if the phone evidence gets thrown out, and from my research of this judge, I don't think that's going to happen, but let's just say even if the phone research is thrown out, those images, everything that was found on that phone after the phone was reset, meaning all those images found on the phone also existed in the Google Drive for which they had a search warrant. So, like I said, I don't believe that these motions will fly. I think this is just the defence team trying to do their job, throwing whatever they can out there to see what will stick. I don't think the judge will wear it in the least, but to me it seems like a bit of a waste of paper anyway, because all those images had to have been on his Google Drive to have reloaded onto his phone, which is what has been explicitly said in the reports, that the images found on his phone were found because they had re-uploaded. It's like if you go out and buy a new phone, you don't have to transfer the photos from your phone anymore onto your new phone. These days they come down off the cloud and are transferred onto your new phone. It's the same sort of thing. And that's what occurred after Stephen factory reset his phone. All the things that were in his Google Drive basically just automatically re-downloaded. Sucks to be him. So, just a quick update, still not the video that I was working on. I'll put that one out tomorrow now. So, it'll be interesting to see what is actually in these motions when they are actually released as documents. So thanks for listening. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe. Also, please hit the like button. YouTube loves that. It gets my videos out there, gets them seen by more people. And leave a comment below. What are your thoughts on these motions? Do you think these motions are likely to succeed? Or do you agree with me that they're just going to probably be squashed by the judge? Thanks, and I'll catch you in the next one.